heavier rainfall as well as that potentially damaging wind gusts. Now we are getting some reports here that this tornado warning is still going to be issued. It's still going to continue, I should say, for parts of Todd and getting into Logan counties until around 5 o'clock this morning. Still have some reports, actually, that this tornado was observed in Todd County as it moves into Logan County right now. It looks like that we're starting to see the circulation weaken a little bit to the north, but check this out. Let's look down to our south, just to the southeast of Elkton. This is a telltale sign that this storm is rotating. This is called a hook echo. You hear us say this from time to time, but what this is showing us is exactly where this storm is located and what's going on. So if you are in the path of this storm, you absolutely need to be getting into your safe space immediately. So let me come over to the wall. Let's get down to the street level so we can get an idea of sort of what's coming next. There's Clarksville Road. There's where that center of circulation is, right on top of us right now. South of Ferguson, there's Olmsted as well, right in the path of this storm. If you're in the path of it, you need to be getting into your safe space. So this is now moving out of Todd County and moving into Logan County in Kentucky. I know we have that tornado warning down here which says Todd County, but it's also beginning to move into Logan County as well. If you're in the path of this, you have to be ready. There's that telltale sign. There's that hook. There's Murray Road. How about Clarksville Road as well? We were talking about Olmsted as well. Let me step out here so we can get an even deeper view of where this warning actually is at this point. Tillett Lane, Ferguson Road, there's State Highway 775. All of these areas are going to be in the path of this storm. There's Old Volney. If I'm pronouncing some of these wrong, please forgive me, but just south of Ferguson as well. Clarksville Road. This is the street view that we're talking about. Shackleford Road. We talked about Clarksville Road as well. This is a radar indicated tornado warning that's moving out of Todd County, Kentucky, and moving into Logan County, Kentucky. But from what I'm seeing right now, this storm is trying to drop something, if not already has at this point. Those storm threats that we've been talking about have been the heavier rainfall as well as the gusty wind. There's another area of circulation in the northern portions of Todd County, just moving out into Logan County. So there's a whole lot going on with just this entire system of storms that's coming through. Those strong and potentially damaging wind gusts. You can see how this warning, this tornado warning, is actually split into two different spots. There's one from Russellville to Auburn that goes until around 5:15. Then there's one in the southern portions of parts of Logan County that is going to the southern portions because of a second area of rotation. We also have this second severe thunderstorm warning that's down to the south in the northern portions of Middle Tennessee. Adams, Springfield, Coopertown, Pleasant View. There is that line of strong and severe thunderstorms working their way through. That severe thunderstorm warning until 5:30. Word from the National Weather Service coming in. Get ready in Robertson County. Looks like we also will be getting a tornado warning not that long from now. We're going to wait for it to get issued. But the word from the National Weather Service is another one is coming. The tornado warning we're focused on right now, though, this is moving in to Logan County, Kentucky, areas from Russellville to Auburn. We were talking about that just intense area of circulation. We got to switch radar sites here for a second. There it is. Here's our rotation detector. Let's get a little closer in here. There's Lickskillet. We were talking about Olmsted, Murray Road. I'm going to get down to the street level for you. There's Lickskillet Road as well as Young Road. That area of circulation is showing us where this warning is. You look a little bit farther to the north, the sort of radar is having a tough time lining it up right now. Hasn't quite stacked itself yet, but we're still seeing signs that this is hooking a little bit. That would be the sign of a radar indicated tornado warning. And it looks like that tornado warning has also just been issued for Montgomery and Robertson counties. There it is for you. Adams, Cedar Hill, Springfield, Cross Plains, Barren Plain as well. Orlinda, Springfield, all of us in the path of this new tornado warning that has just been issued until around 5:15. This is again for Montgomery and Robertson counties just north of Port Royal. This one also radar indicated. Does not necessarily mean that this has worked its way to the ground right now, but it is still showing that these storms are rotating, that they are packing a punch. It's not just the rotation, it's those heavy, potentially gusty winds as well. Here's a report from Van Leer. This is in Dickson County. Tree down on a house, tree through the window. That looks like it was around 4:38 this morning. So it does look like that these storms, I know we have the rotation, I know we have the tornado warnings, but that's not necessarily the case everywhere. It doesn't matter. These storms are still packing 40, 50, 60, even 70-mile-per-hour winds along with them. But the main two we're focused on right now, we have 3 separate tornado warnings as we are talking. The time is 4:55. If you are just joining us, we have multiple tornado warnings that are coming through the mid-state. We have 2 tornado warnings in southern Kentucky. We have 1 warning that's in effect for the northern portions of Middle Tennessee. Northern portions of Tennessee, that's Montgomery and Robertson County. The southern portions of Kentucky, we have a tornado warning, 2 of them actually moving through Logan County. So let's kind of go through them one at a time. I want to take it to the one that's moving right through the middle of parts of Logan County, Kentucky. This one is set to expire at around 5 o'clock. The time is 4:55. So as we go through the next couple of hours, we'll be keeping an eye on this. Next couple of minutes, we'll be here with you. We will stick with this until these warnings are allowed to expire. Remember, if you are in the path of any of these storms, especially one of these ones that has a tornado warning on them, you need to be getting into your safe space immediately. Get to the lowest level of your home, an interior room if you do not have a basement. Best place is going to be a bathroom, an interior closet, maybe one that's under a staircase as well. So you need to be getting into your safe space now. If you want your updates on this, best thing to do, turn your TV up. Max up that volume. You can hear me speaking and still be in your safe space at the same time. You can protect your head from flying debris. You can use pillows, blankets, a helmet in case anything does start to tumble around you. If you're thinking about traveling anywhere, I mean, honestly, in this entire area of severe thunderstorms we've been talking about, it's probably just best at this point to just sort of wait it out. Let these storms go through, and then we'll be able to kind of go from there. But there's that line of severe thunderstorms, as well as the 3 separate tornado warnings that we've been talking about. Let me take you into the northern portions of Middle Tennessee. This tornado warning moving into Montgomery, or moving out of Montgomery, excuse me, and getting into parts of Robertson County at this point. Adams, Cedar Hill, and Springfield. This storm moving at around 55 miles per hour. So let me go ahead and throw a track on this, and then we'll take a look at where the rotation exactly is, just so we can see who's sort of lined up with this one next. So again, around 55 miles per hour. Barren Plain, the time right now, 4:57. Barren Plain, 5:04. Springfield High School at 5:10. There's East Robertson High School, 5:17. Cross Plains at 5:18. Remember, this warning is set to expire at around 5:15, so we'll see if it's allowed to go after that. But it does look like White House at 5:23. Cross Plains we were talking about at around 5:18. But if you're in the path of this storm, you need to be getting into your safe space. We've been tracking this line of strong and severe thunderstorms all morning long. We were talking about it over the last couple of days, and now this is exactly what we are beginning to see. There is that rotation with our rotation detector. I mean, we've been talking about this from time to time, right? You talk about the greens, you talk about the reds. What exactly do all of these mean? Well, we're looking at our radar site, which is up to the north and west, sort of to the north and west of Adams County. So let me illustrate here. Those red returns moving away from the radar. Those green returns are moving toward the radar. So we're looking for our rotation right in here, just to the northeast of Adams. This would be areas like Buzzard Creek Road, as well as Richards Road as well. There's Hugh Gill Road. A lot going on here. A radar indicated tornado warning does not necessarily mean that this tornado has been observed on the ground. What it does mean, though, is that this storm is spinning enough that it is trying to drop something at this point. It does look like that this tornado warning is still continuing through Robertson County until at least 5:15. So if you're in the path of this storm and we just threw the track on it, you need to be getting into your safe space immediately. But let's get down to the street view again There's Joe Burns High School right on top of us right now. Johnston Springs Road as well as Baker Road. There's Sturgeon Road. Let's talk about Dolan Road as well. Buzzard Creek Road, Cedar Hill. We're going to be in the line of fire with this one next as the heavier rainfall comes through, as well as those gusty and potentially damaging winds on top of this. Let's kind of take a look at what else is going on. This right here is not some good news for us. Let me see if I can get a better scan of what we're looking at here. What I'm looking at here with the radar is this is showing us debris that might be in the air. Our debris detector, these red returns that we're talking about, those tend to be things like rain, rather, maybe some hail. But when you see those yellows and those blues in there, Adams County, just to the north of Cedar Hill, this might not be lined up properly with another radar scan. It should probably do that. But what this is showing us is that there's some debris getting lofted. This could be anything from leaves to trees and limbs and really anything that's essentially not rainfall or hail at this point. So we need to be taking this warning seriously. It's in Robertson County. It's moving through Adams and Cedar Hill. There's Barren Plain as well. Again, I don't think that this sort of debris detector is lining up exactly to where the circulation is, but the point is still being here that sort of in this whole warning, we're seeing some signs that this storm is dropping, if not has already dropped a tornado. So you have to be ready for this one. Barren Plain, there's Cedar Hill, there's Route 41. I'm going to take you down to the street level just out ahead of this. Carter Road, there's Fikes Grove Road, Ogg Road as well. This whole storm is sort of just tracking to the east right now at 50 miles per hour. So it certainly is moving quickly. On top of that, it's also going to cause just some widespread problems as far as damaging winds are concerned and heavier rainfall. And I don't want to forget about, for those of us folks in Logan County, we still have this second tornado warning that goes until 5:15 in Logan County. So this is just south of Oakville. Lickskillet, we already saw this go through at this point, but there's sort of that hook that we've been talking about in this area. That's kind of where our rotation has been lining up pretty much the entire time we've been tracking this storm. And when you get that sort of hook echo in there, that's sort of telling us that here we go. There's that rotation in the storm. This area here tends to be the inflow of the storm, where it's sucking in that air to get things rotating in here. So we've certainly had some rotation with a lot of these storms, but now we have 2 tornado warnings that we're talking about. And if you're in the path of them, there's no joke about it. You need to be getting into your safe space. It is 5 o'clock in the morning, just after 5 o'clock. It is still dark outside. There is no reason to go looking outside to try to find one of these things. You're not going to see anything. Between the heavier rainfall, the gusty winds, it's just not possible at this point. So, and you should never be doing that to begin with. So 2 tornado warnings we're tracking. One is in the southern portions of Logan, Kentucky. We also then have a second tornado warning that has been showing some signs that it may be on the ground and maybe lofting some debris. That's in the northern portions of Robertson County. So if you are in the path of both of these storms, you absolutely need to be getting into your safe space. Let's talk about that real quick. You want to go to the lowest level of your home, the lowest interior room. If that's a basement, great. If you don't have a basement, you're going into an area of your home that is sort of away from the outside walls and away from as many windows as possible. So something like maybe an interior closet you might have in the hallway. Stay to the lowest level again. Don't stay on the second floor. You got to get down to the first floor of your home or the lowest level of the basement. Even if you can get into something like a bathroom, if your bathroom has a window, that's okay. If it's the best place you can go to keep yourself away from everything, you can protect your head from flying debris. You'll want to use things like pillows, blankets, maybe a football or a baseball helmet, just anything you can find. If you're thinking about traveling, I know it's 5 o'clock in the morning, most of us aren't out and about, and obviously if you're watching, that's not the case as well. But if you're thinking about going anywhere in the next, let's say 10 or 15 minutes, just hold off. Let's wait for these storms to get through, and then we can worry about that afterwards. There's no reason to go out, try to rush to work if the kids are getting ready for the bus stop. Just keep them there for now because there's a lot going on. We're going to get to those tornado warnings in just a second, but look at this line. of strong to severe thunderstorms. This is just sort of incredible to look at right now from Todd County, Kentucky, Logan County, Kentucky. I mean, honestly, it even gets a little farther north than that, but it extends through areas like Cheatham County, Dixon County, Humphreys County, so areas like Hickman County. We got to be ready for some strong, potentially damaging wind gusts as well. I know there's no severe thunderstorm warning on those around Waverly, but we do, in fact, have that severe thunderstorm warning that, by the way, is just getting ready to move into parts of Davidson County. We'll see if that is actually allowed to continue. As it does so, you can see that that severe thunderstorm warning is set to expire at around 5:30. Will that necessarily be the case? We'll have to wait and see. These storms have been doing a pretty good job holding together over the last couple of hours. So this one is certainly going to pack a punch. You know, we've been talking about those strong and potentially damaging wind gusts. And I think I can give you sort of an idea here of exactly what's been going on with this heavier rain and some of these gusty winds. So there's the wind speed detector. It's very similar to what we use as the velocity detector or the rotation detector. But all we're looking at now are the potential wind gusts along all of this. And I think that this might even be sort of underselling it, but you can see the radar is picking up on winds in excess of 40 miles per hour. So it does look like that, you know, these storm systems are, regardless of tornado warnings, they're still packing a punch. We're still getting some damage reports behind all of this. Let's go back to Forewarn real-time radar. We can get an idea with these circulations, these velocities, where these warnings are going. Here is that warning. Let me see if I can click on it again. That's set to expire 5:15. That's in about the next 10 minutes. This is the northern portions of Robertson County. It's just to the east of Cedar Hill. There's 41, 431. Springfield, we're not getting a whole lot of rain right now, but that heavier rainfall will sort of be right on top of us in just a few minutes here. Let's get back down for a little bit of a street view. Here's the good news about Robertson County. As we're talking right now, that tornado warning is going to be allowed to expire. So that's certainly some good news. I'm still waiting, though, to see what we're doing with this warning. That's in the southern portions of Kentucky. So this is Todd County. I'm sorry, this one was in Todd County. It has now moved on to Logan County, Kentucky, the southern portions of Logan County with that heavier rainfall, the potential for those damaging wind gusts as well. Our storm threats, you can clearly see this certainly has some hail in it as well. We've been talking about the hail component. Hasn't been very big hail, but heavier rain combined with hail is not going to make for a good morning commute. Let's go back in, get a little bit of a tighter view. I want to go back to the street view so we can get an idea sort of what's going next for this one. And we have to start looking ahead. I know the warning is not quite into parts of Simpson County right now in Kentucky, but areas north of Hilltop, Price Mills, let's talk about Providence as well. This storm is still going to push through. Whether that warning goes with it is still kind of up for questioning right now, so we're going to have to see what this warning does in about the next 10 minutes or so. But the tornado warning that was in Robertson County has now been allowed to expire. That being said, there's still the severe thunderstorm warning from Barren Plains, Cedar Hill, Coopertown, Springfield. It's moving into areas like Cross Plains, near Greenbrier, and eventually probably even getting into the northern portions of Davidson County. We'll have to talk about Sumner County eventually as this storm continues to move to the east. It's trying to fall apart a little bit, but still those gusty, potentially damaging winds of 50, even 60 miles per hour. There's some reports earlier of even wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Here's that bigger picture again, and there's that line of just intense rainfall, as well as those gusty and damaging winds. You can see it extending all the way from the middle portions of Kentucky, right through Waverly, getting down into parts of Henderson, Carroll counties in Middle Tennessee, as well as Decatur County, Benton County, Perry County. Looks like in the southern portions of Kentucky, or southern portions of Middle Tennessee, rather, areas like Hardin, Wayne County, as well as Lawrence County, Giles County. Let's talk about Lincoln, Moore, and Franklin County. As of right now, there hasn't been a whole lot going on. Not a whole lot going on east of 65 as well, from Cookeville, Crossville, even Smyrna, Murfreesboro, McMinnville. But these storms are holding together pretty well. Here's even better news. The tornado warning in the southern portions of Logan County, Kentucky, is going to be allowed to expire. 5:08 is the time. We still have severe thunderstorm warnings. We still have a line of intense, strong to severe thunderstorms working their way through. Let's talk about Nashville. Heads up in Nashville, areas near Madison, Jordonia, West Meade, Bellevue, north of Kingston Springs, Hendersonville, Millersville. I know those storms are not here yet, but we're going to hit those heavier rain pockets as well as get some of those gusty winds. It's 5:08, 6, 7 o'clock, maybe by 6 o'clock. Those are right on our doorstep. 5:30, 6 o'clock, you start to feel the wind pick up. Heavier rain comes in after that. We talk about visibility issues on that morning commute. Again, I think the best thing to do just kind of wait for these to pass and just kind of let things take their course. And then once these storms get through, we can go about our day, because once the storms are done, that's pretty much it. We'll be in the clear the rest of the day. And behind all of that, there are some big changes coming. So this is the last thing I'm going to show you before we toss it to break here, since some of these warnings are allowed to expire. We'll take a little bit of a break, then we'll come back to you. But there's that cold front that's bringing us the heavier rain, the gusty winds. That is because of colder air that's moving back in behind all of this. So temperatures right now, look at Nashville. We're still at 67, even Memphis at 65. It's very warm for this early in December, but you take a look to the north and west, there's some of that colder air. When that colder air hits that warmer air and the atmosphere sort of just been baking all day, that's exactly what can happen. We can get these sort of severe weather situations like we're seeing right now. So for right now, all tornado warnings have been allowed to expire through Kentucky and parts of Middle Tennessee as well. If another warning were to be issued, we will be right here with you. Remember, you can always download the News 4 app if you have time right now. You can get your latest updates on news and weather, severe watches and warnings right to your phone. For right now, we'll be right back in a couple of minutes with more news and weather.
All right, what's our plan? Where are we starting? Okay, where are we starting? Top of the B. So you're talking about 8:30. Yeah, okay.
For what it's worth, the severe thunderstorm warning is now going into our main counties. So you guys want to do a little news first and then just give me a second to go get a drink? That cool for you guys?
Yep, mic check 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, hello. Mic check 1, 2, 3.
Do I have time to go grab some water?
Thus far, the signals are a bit encouraging regarding the severity. But again, you got to hold judgment until we feel certain that there will be some degree and maybe a considerable degree.
Hey, can we come out and let me at least say something about we're monitoring the weather and we're going to get straight back to Stefano as soon as we have, any other problems? Okay, sounds good.
There is a tornado possible tag on this one, so let's keep an eye on that. No circulation, but no